All right, welcome everyone. Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Made in Abyss, Season 2, Episode 4. A princess has arrived.
One of value.
And she's got a rather kick-ass looking companion with like full-on like battle armor reg style with like, mech suit, giant gun. It's very cool.
Yes, very cool.
Very cool.
Very curious as well. But also just this whole concept of this village, value, the princess of the hollows, a civilization maybe built around hollows.
Yeah.
Seems like, oh, this could actually be a relatively chill lair. But this is Made in Abyss we're talking about now. A new character in authority being brought up. Not usually one you should trust.
I mean, if they're an adorable, like small character, then they're
Don't
probably
let them get you. Don't let them get you with that.
Have we ever been actually tricked by an adorable small character in this show so far? Isn't like that the one thing that we know we can trust? Just we can't feel safe about them because they're going to end up suffering.
Well, I feel like you have twisted the definitions to suit your question, but
okay, maybe.
But no,
That's fair.
But
That's fair.
yeah. Without further ado, let's get into this.
Okay, maybe they'll fight before they can become friends, but the voice sounds familiar.
Whoa!
Surprise, bitch! Oh, and the goggles. There's so much emotion in those eyes.
Oh, shit!
Oh, damn!
Holy crap!
Okay. And gone. I love how that gives us the sense of scale of how big that thing is.
Wow.
Tensho. Sorry, I heard Saigono and I had to. Friend, see? That's about what she felt?
The village knows.
Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily what she said. Signals? Okay. That's true. That's fair. Yeah, because then that's what they value. What is value to you, or what do you value?
What is valuable? What do you value? Yeah.
Right, because the language is not perfect from this guy.
How do you know Mitty?
What?
Oh,
no.
shit.
No.
Okay. We're gonna have some questions and answers.
Two? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Nope. No, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh, okay, okay.
Haku. Ah! Oh, they were close.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Whoa. Yeah, you have to take her word for it a little bit, like.
Time?
Ah. Oh. Okay.
The way...
Okay. I like that she didn't chase after him.
Right, but then also the egu, which was like something in the ancient language, but it's very close to regu.
Yeah.
Huh.
Right. Well, you'll probably keep all the memories that you have, you know, made thus far. Oh, they're like wishes.
Okay. To the abyss. Meanwhile...
It eats the flies!
It's probably eating the poop, too. Oh, shit, yeah, because Nanachi just got that crazy news, so...
I'll make sure it's boiled properly, you know. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, shit.
You're alone?
No, no, no way, no way, no how.
Everybody's split up.
Yeah.
I know.
I keep forgetting how recklessly fearless Rico is. Oh, they know.
Oh, Majikaja.
No, I'll keep going a different way.
Well.
Oh!
Oh!
All right!
Saving them! Yes!
Because it values Menya a bunch too, I guess. If anyone's gonna eat you, it's gonna be me.
Yeah, run.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, yep, they're fucked.
They're gone.
Oh.
I was remembering what happened last time. Yeah, so maybe it didn't even understand what it was doing to Menya when it was doing it, you know?
Yeah. Oh. 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 Oh, that's it.
So it's just wanted a friend this whole time?
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
It's kind of like Nanachi's nah, but it's ma.
What I'm worried about, though, is that Riko going around by herself, if she gets to a place where the Curse of the Abyss does affect a spot, she would have no way of knowing.
I think there's a very important point that this area is unaffected by it, because
it's not going to be like
made
a
by the
partial
three
thing.
sages, which is the white whistles.
Right.
So it's the
Ooh, yeah. I get the feeling the food might not be the kind you're into, but so specific. I love this design.
This design's amazing. With the hand on the hip.
Yeah, yeah. And the like squid tentacles for hair.
That looks horrible.
It's just a giant takoyaki.
Oh,
it's
that's
fine.
the bottom of it. And,
right. Oh, okay, that was just gas that's in it, and then the food's at the bottom. Okay.
Oh, it's a bunch of grubs.
Yeah.
Huh. It's very good. Oh, okay.
Right, so it's the small utensil to... Oh,
so you want to eat little bits at a time.
Gotcha.
Wait.
Wasn't it really spicy? You're gonna have a different kind of shits problem.
Whoa, wait. She just spoke in a...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah! Sure, yeah, why not? Whoa.
Oh, that's a fun design. Oh, that's Wazuki.
Oh, shit!
Oh!
Oh, wait. The three sages are not white whistles.
Oh.
And Beloff is,
Right.
Yeah.
Was the white-haired one.
Yeah.
Oh, and it totally matches his hair.
It totally matches his hair, yeah.
I think he got a bit of a better deal than Wazuki-kun. Not gonna lie.
I don't know. No way. No way. Oh, no way. Is it like a clone? Did he like...
Or... Oh, because Mitty was her treasure?
Uh-huh.
Mitty came here?
Whoa.
Well, that's a shot.
Oh,
that sad smile while in chains.
Well, but did you notice it was around all the stuff that does the balancing thing?
Yeah,
so I think they're responsible for the balancing. All right, this episode just tore a big hole in this whole world here. Mitty's back.
Mitty's back.
And we have questions, but the show gave us answers in a whole other different category that we didn't even think about was, oh yeah, let's just show where everybody in the prequel crew is at, basically.
Yeah. What the situation is.
Oh yeah, so that's Beloff, that's Wazuki-kun. It's like
here's Voiko, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm glad that Riko's okay. That was very terrifying. I loved that. I'm just gonna call them Ma.
Yeah.
Ma. Just coming in to help.
Yep.
Riko makes friends everywhere she goes. She's got this charm, but also this like naivete that I feel like even the Hollows in this instance are trying to take advantage of.
Totally.
But there are some that are like, wait, no, you're special. Like there's something about you that like, yeah, I want to at the very least, let's be friends. Can I go buy you food? Like, can we go together? Hang out?
I'm sorry I hurt Menya. I maybe didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like when it's looking at Menya and like where it made Menya's guts pop out, and it's just sort of like staring at it. I did that. You know, and it's like, oh shit, okay.
I think it's also the other thing to keep in mind is that, like, she had immediately done that after Riko was like, oh, like there's like she was discussing the value of Menya. And so the creature was like, oh, okay, well then it's no big deal if I just take this. And she's like, no, the value's insanely high. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
oh, I'm a horrible person.
But speaking of value,
yeah,
Mitty, my treasure, going from my treasure and mercy killing, to hey, she's back, and she's apparently being used, whatever that means, and is being kept in a bag. Now, I you know, that could totally be fine.
That could just be the bag Bondrewd dropped her off in, and it's the
hey,
no, Bondrewd is here very recently.
Form, or that too. Or, you know, or maybe it's the thing of like, hey, this is a place where Mitty can actually be happy. She can be amongst other hollows, right? Where, you know, maybe she can learn to communicate with them in some way, or who knows, you know, something along those lines, right? But she's back.
I honestly want to throw out the idea that this is the actual OG Mitty, and what she stole. What Mitty took from Bondrewd to free her, basically, was not necessarily like the true Mitty or something like that. Because it feels to me like this is the kind of thing that Bondrewd would do after tons of experimenting.
Okay.
But also, from another characterization perspective of Bondrewd, it would be I'm just gonna leave her here.
If we wanted to make it extra fucked up, something else that I could see happening is Bondrewd, obviously, I believe, if I recall correctly, experimented plenty on Mitty after the transformation.
Yeah, immediately after. Yeah.
Right. If she's so indestructible, I believe it was because she regenerates. What happens if he actually just rips her in half? Would 2 grow back?
Possibly.
You know,
like, I would see it as a very, very weird, real possibility. But there is also some of the, you know, where in the abyss things weird.
Can get weird,
and the whole thing of if you ripped specifically in half,
if you divide a person the way a cell divides, but the person regenerates, you know, and all that stuff, then would
just one side regenerate no matter what, and would always be whichever side was slightly more, you know,
had
alive.
more mass, or would you need the brain to be in the part that regenerated?
Or do they
what if the brain gets ripped perfectly
style
in half?
And they just
yeah, exactly,
which is dumb, but
yes,
but the point is that we need to reconcile this. Next episode will definitely give us some answers, or at the very least more questions of a specific variety. But yeah, that's a whole that's playing with our heart show.
That is very much playing with our heart.
Playing with our heart,
and
I still hear Nanachi screaming "Mate" in my head anytime I sit down to watch this show.
We literally in our notes with the different character names and stuff for Mitty, we just have Mate. That's yeah.
So we have all the prequel crew here.
Yep.
In this village. I assume that Vaca, being surrounded by these dark
black sludge
miasma stuff with the little yellow eyes.
She's the balancer.
She's got little tendrils of the goop connected to her.
Yep.
She's also not even clothed in any way, so it is very much a fused experience, I would say.
Fused
just
experience.
To show that there's no separation.
And yet she is the only one that does not appear obviously hollow.
Well, I want to throw the idea out there that she is a hollow.
She totally could be this is the place of hollows, so in a lot of ways it wouldn't really make sense for her not to be. But visually, there's nothing that we can see as of yet.
True.
Which, if that's the case and she is still a hollow, then that means a whole other set of things, because it's a hollow that is the most human looking that we have ever seen.
Well, it's a couple things. Yeah, it's the idea that right now the main thing we can draw from this is that she is a part of the valuation system or law that is being used to govern this area.
And whether
the tendrils draw imagery to the connections throughout the village, at the very least, that she's tapped in.
Yep.
She is very aware, at the very least, of her connectivity to it, and then whether or not the way in which the value thing ends up always knowing with I was calling him Hadimai, but Majikaja said with regards to the way in which it's not how someone thinks about something, but how their soul connects to something.
And that you can apparently see the signals of the value from the soul.
Right, and I would assume that these tendrils are giving her that data.
That data, yeah. And the next question that I have when I see this visual of Voico, is, does she predate the valuing system, or was she simply adopted into it?
Well, I will say it's probably it's a pretty simple answer. They said that the 3 sages made this place. So when the place was made by the prequel crew,
they probably made that as well.
She was either the one that decided to do this, or was forced to do this,
or
this is some emergent property of something with regards to keeping the Curse of the Abyss out of here. I actually want to throw out the idea that there is a transmuting process happening with regards to the Curse of the Abyss and this black sludge, meaning that in some ways there's a value that Voico has that we need to understand. What is Voico's Haku? Anytime that the story takes a magic system kind of element in their story, be that whatever it is, basically something that they need to write in for the sake of having the plot go a specific direction, so this whole valuing system, they then put a proper noun word to specifically focus on that, an aspect of that, basically something that you can assign to every single character in the story. It then begs in the question into the reader, or in this case us, the viewers, mind of, so then what would be Voico's Haku?
Right. It's the bolding something in a script so that you know that, like, this is something that is important and relevant and needs to be remembered.
Yeah, and I would say personally that it's probably the village. It's probably just the people in it, and it's I want my friends to live and to be okay, so I am in this place of kind of really disgusting, almost doesn't even look like a life kind of situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the other things that I think is potentially interesting with that, and could possibly have like connections here, is that we didn't just get the fact that Voico is connected to all this stuff. The stuff forms little blobs, and the blobs have eyes. If it's just a sludge of nothing, that's one thing, right? But if there are potentially like the souls of people or something or other
probably
that's in the sludge.
Probably every person that has been consumed by it.
These are all just humanity sprites, right? And
and
this is all, it's Dark Souls, right?
This is the forgotten pygmy, or the...
right, exactly.
What's it called? It's
furtive pygmy.
The furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten.
Right.
Yeah.
We're like... Voico is actually just Manus, and there's all these, humanity sprites.
She's managing the Dark Souls.
Yeah, exactly, right. But I would not be surprised if this sludge was like the accumulation of, like, say, when people get transformed by the Curse of the Abyss, this is maybe what gets stripped away, or or something like that, right? Or these are beings that the Curse of the Abyss has so fully eviscerated that it literally just turns them into goop.
Okay,
right?
so let's actually backtrack from there a little bit, because I think we can go into a really fun rabbit hole. So from that perspective, it's not that the execution of the system of valuation is old. It's that the idea of the Abyss having something already in place to determine value
is
old.
Right.
But the way in which they govern it here is new. That's something that they do.
Sure.
But if you go by that logic, you can go backwards and apply that the Abyss, over time,
either learns or has knowledge that surpasses,
Well, no, it literally presents people in some ways by its own existence value at the bottom of the unknown, and begs the question of, can I give you a new Haku? Can I tempt you to come deeper?
Yeah,
if you will see something down here is more valuable than what's up there.
If you make an intangible thing tangible, then that means the now tangible thing can be manipulated potentially.
Exactly.
Right? So if you can see, value as like light or something, why couldn't you have a value mirror that reflects that light or makes it go in a particular direction? Or maybe amasses it and uses it to psychically, gravitationally draw people into the Abyss so you can eat them, right? Like that.
Or just to perpetuate the ever-growing... just massive things and people and civilizations that have...
And relics that form, and then Like this feels like the kind of shit where if this were to be introduced in something like Lord of the Rings, a random thing, but the One Ring would just have like those magnet waves like coming off of it of like value shit, you know, that's just like, oh, and then suddenly everyone's drawn to it and obsesses over it.
This is going to be the magnets of season 2 for our theories.
It's signals, man.
It's all signals, man.
They said it, you know.
But in some ways, yeah, they said it. This is the kind of exposition that is done not for an arc of the story. This is exposition that is done to focus on a character, which now we know, it's Vaca primarily. Because generally speaking, exposition is there to kind of be basically the broccoli so that you can have your dessert kind of thing.
Sure.
It's the, you need to eat your vegetables, which are not necessarily the most enjoyable experience, and it's got to be a little bit, you know, there needs to be a delivery mechanism for the vegetables.
Exactly. Mind if I riff on that a bit?
Yeah.
You can totally have exposition where the exposition might be helpful in what it's talking about, but if it's not delivered with something that makes you actually able to like understand it and digest it and enjoy it and have it actually stick around and percolate in your brain rather than just going in one ear and out the other, then there's no point in really having it there, right? So by making it relevant and all that stuff, then, you know, it sinks in deeper.
Exactly. So by giving us this payoff of, oh shit, Voico's in some kind of dark fantasy style Ghost in the Shell setup, you know, here.
Right.
It's like, oh, fuck. And this is in the setup here where we might be starting to value what could equal the value of a human soul, you know? It's like,
or a dark soul.
I'm like, oh my god, my theory brain is starting to break. And then I'm like, but this is also the 6th layer. What the fuck is gonna be the 7th layer?
And then the however many layers there are. So one of the other things, and I mentioned this to Caleb before the discussion, and so I'm curious about this. Maybe this is nothing, but one of the things that stood out to me about the hollows that tried to get Rico in the alley is, why would they do that? If they know the way that system works, wouldn't they know that they wouldn't be able to succeed, and they just get punished like crazy for it, right? Now, it could totally be that that's what it is, and they are either like some level of intelligence is taken away because they're hollows, so they're more like instinctive.
I think that's part of it. But I think it's also that they're very old, so that they don't necessarily like they're kind of senile. They just have their one desire that they really focus on, you know?
You could also have it be something where, because the value of a human child is so high, it's it's worth the risk. Maybe for some reason it won't work.
We just quickly divide it up. And
then, exactly.
We'll just have to pay out, you know, a little bit, you know?
But the other thing that I would be curious about is if, because of the thing of the signals and all of that stuff of the value and whatnot, there's the amount that we value ourselves, and then there's the amount that we value other people. And Rico, one of the characteristic aspects of her is that she does not put a lot of value in her own safety, it would seem, because she charges into dangerous situations with little to no concern, right?
Yeah. A lot of other people value her very highly.
Yeah.
But
so what if they got into a situation where no one else is around to value her as she's being torn apart? And then suddenly Rico's gone, that value causes a disturbance, but you don't actually know what damaged the value, right? Would that be a way that they actually could have gotten away scot-free? And the only time when the balancing showed up once Ma showed up. And if Ma suddenly, she has value, she is observing all of this stuff happening and she values it. Now, granted, it breaks down a little bit because Rico's observing Mania being hurt, right? But if that is something where Ma actually really did save her because that's what made the balancing able to take place, that could be a way to explain, beyond if it's just instinctual type stuff, of why these hollows tried to do something that would seem so predictably a bad idea, right?
Yeah. Well, we still have to kind of get to know what Voico's status in this whole place is.
Yes, and how the mechanics of the balancing work exactly, and the signals and all
we have a lot of stuff that's been explained to us by Maji Kaja.
Yep.
But we have to get some more directly from the source here.
Right.
And we know that because of the OP, Voico is going to interact with Rico at some point. So this could be the setup for that.
I would not be surprised.
Hey, really good episode. Giving us also just Ma as a friend is... we like that. We like that a lot. And in some ways, everyone got a friend this episode. It's kind of fucked up. But Fapita is Reg's old friend. Potentially even more than a friend.
Yep.
They encountered each other. and they discussed things like value, Haku.
And the taste of his blood.
And the taste of his blood to make sure that he's the real her reg.
Right.
Which I find to be very, very curious. There's a couple things that could be hinting at. But then we also have Ma with Rico.
Yep.
And then we got Mitty with Nanachi. So it's the hey everybody. This is a friendship episode. MyAnimeList did a friendship episode.
Right. It's like
one of them abducts you. One of them saves you from getting
viciously torn
apart in an alley, and then the other one is
it's just your trauma coming back to double dip haunt you. Like,
See, it would be really like this is the dumbest theory actually, is that these hollows all gained some kind of power based on their old human lives in some way.
And you're not talking like supernatural power, but just
but just some kind of innate trait or something like that. Yeah,
things that
and
go
it could be that what was his name? Beloff? Yeah, Beloff has basically just the ability to alter perception. So he's just there like making you see whatever is your greatest value. That's why he's so cool. And it's
I think it actually is Mitty.
No, of course it's absolutely Mitty. I just wanted to say that to make people be like, the other theories aren't as bad as that one.
you know the thing that's really fucked up about the fact that Mitty's here? And this is a small detail.
A lot of things, but
no, I know. Yeah. One particular thing that comes to mind is that Bondrewd dropped her off, which but I get the feeling he probably dropped her off in that bag. And the reason he dropped her off in that bag is because that's the easiest way to transport her.
What is that fucked up?
No, just because it's just a reminder of how Mitty was absolutely turned to goop almost because of the the elevator ascension and everything. Like just in case we didn't realize how much her life was suffering, because we see all of these cute hollows here, right, that have great lives and everything.
Yeah.
No, Mitty is literally in a bag because it's just like
I don't get it. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't get it.
It was a grim reminder for me of like, yep, just in case you forgot that Mitty's existence is suffering and,
Oh, meaning like I still don't get it. Wait, so she's obviously her life is living suffering because she experienced all that stuff, and her status is one that she's constantly experiencing the curse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess granted, with the abyss being all weird and making all this stuff happen, and hollows being able to live lives with all these crazy different forms, theoretically, I guess being like a putty that needs to be put in a bag wouldn't have to be that bad inherently.
Right.
But
I mean, it's a weird connection to bring up, but I actually want to bring up and challenge the idea that Mitty was
desired to die.
Well, no, like entirely suffering, because I don't feel like Mitty was actively suffering. I think that Mitty was horrifically alone and felt trapped in a place, and that's why her and Rico connected in that one place, because Rico has this thing with being able to just like get people and hollows and things like that. Like she can communicate with Menya, she can hear Prushka,
and it kind of felt like it was also something that Mitty was like
actively engaging in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's to show that what we see of Mitty out there looks like horrific suffering. What Mitty was actually experiencing was just a cold, lonely existence, but it was constantly trying to reach out to people and connect with them.
I mean, I would throw it out there.
But Nanachi had definitely shown like times that there's like there's things that make her happy.
No, totally. But I mean, I would posit, and I don't know because I have never been trapped in a fate worse than death or anything like that. But I would think that it would actually be the ability to still have those good times that is what would make the bad so awful. If you were in nothing but constant suffering and it was like even keel, eventually there would be some kind of adjustment to it.
Right. But I think it's just defining what constant suffering is.
Totally.
It's was she in pain?
Maybe not.
We don't know.
Who knows, right?
Yeah. I feel like the main thing we know is that with Bondrewd it was constant suffering.
Yes, right, because Bondrewd was actively torturing her.
And Nanachi took her away from that, and then this is something I really want them to go back into, because if they're going to hurt us by bringing Mitty back here, this is something we need to get into. Why was Mitty killed? Who decided that?
Nanachi.
Why did Nanachi decide that?
Because she couldn't bear it. Because she really can't, like, understand what Mitty's feeling.
Exactly. Nanachi couldn't bear to see Mitty like this. Mitty didn't choose this.
Right. We would have no way of knowing.
We would have
Mitty
no way of
wasn't
knowing.
capable of
right?
communicating. Yeah.
A great example of this is there's a story. I'm trying to remember if it's the Darkness Imprisoning Me song, but that song is based on someone that lost the ability to utilize all their senses, but they were still alive.
Oh, shit.
And they were in war, and they lost, I think, either like all their limbs and their ability to see, hear, smell, speak, everything. So their life was one of, like, it's a story about this person.
Right.
And it's just what kind of black, dark, prison would they have been in, where they just can't see anything, can't experience anything. There was, I think there was at least one sense that they did have, but it was just the feeling of being so trapped, but being aware that you're trapped. You know?
What do you do in that kind of situation? Because, and certainly from the outside, where we're not in that situation, it's so incomprehensible that I feel like we can't really understand how someone would cope with that if they could, right? Because humans are capable of pretty freaking amazing things, right?
In terms of like surviving.
Yeah, surviving and and adapting and somehow figuring out the way that they must go on, right? But from Nanachi's perspective, right? She has no idea. She hasn't been able to communicate with Mitty about it, right?
So I think one of the things that has been left to the story to kind of have us infer, but by bringing Mitty back, we can actually have it directly be focused on is, Nanachi, do you regret killing Mitty? Because in that moment where she's bad day, like that was her being like, I can't do this. And I think that inner conflict is not fully resolved. I think that in the moment she was able to put it down because she realized that it was a judgment valuation call of her basically valuing Mitty's peace over her own emotions about the situation. And thus she made the call and was like, okay, Reg, you can do it. But by bringing Mitty back, we can then have that discussion of, would you do it exactly the same way again?
Well, and
because
also,
I don't think she would.
And also the question of, who was it for? And have you accepted and reconciled that within yourself? Because the thing is, it is totally possible that it could have been on behalf of Mitty and what Nanachi would think Mitty would be feeling.
Yeah, based on the
they knew each other very well. And,
she was able to feel, this is when Mitty is excited. This is when Mitty is kind of but I can't really communicate with her. So this is real bad. It's real bad for Mitty. I think this is something that would be best, right? It's the who would you trust to make the decision on whether to pull the plug on you if you were in a vegetative state or something, right? And also, this is another thing that's just really just kind of dark and something that I had a lot of feelings about when I was editing the final episode of season 1.
This guy,
because we didn't have editors really back then, and I was the one that edited we would take turns, each person doing specific edits and things like that. But one of the things that I'm just sorry, but thinking back on it, but was just the idea that Nanachi tried to kill her. Right. And I like had moments where I had like forgotten that was something that Nanachi had done
and it hadn't worked.
And it hadn't worked. So Nanachi is not just looking at her best friend that she can't help, but she's also looking at someone who she had effectively done the same thing to that Bondrewd had, and in some ways probably hated herself for doing that.
Right.
And so one of the really fucked up things that might have gone through her head at some point was that, I can't bear to look at not Nanachi, but at Mitty because of what I've done to her.
Yes.
And it reminds me of what an awful person I am. You know?
Yeah, because like, even if it was something where it was actually for Mitty, what if there's that doubt?
Right.
And she can't look at it because it's too scary to think about, right?
Exactly.
And so it's the, I don't know. I don't know. What do you do with that?
What do you do with that?
What do you do with
that? I love, though, that Machikaja is just like, oh, Hadimai, you know, like he's just so excited. He's like, you know Mitty, I know Mitty. Yes, she smells wonderful. Let's go see Mitty. Right. And then she's like, choto mate,
what
you know?
What the fuck did you just say?
Let me put some extra choto on this mate. Who the fucketh allowed you to invoke her name?
If anyone would know how to, you know, like, Nanachi has the emphasis on mate down pat, so the only thing she'd have to work on is the choto.
I understand, yes. So, this episode is ballsy, poking us in this way, but also giving us the hope, maybe, that given that there is a life for the Hollows here, and things are relatively good thus far for being in the 6th layer, could we have a way in which they save Mitty?
Yeah, because that would be the ultimate victory, right? Yeah, and if they so help me, if this is some way that Bondrewd ends up trying to get the last word in by remotely of being like, yes, I helped you by saving Mitty.
Oh, I think it's absolutely.
I'm a good father.
I think it's absolutely some kind of thing where it's the Bondrewd is doing it for multiple reasons, but one of those reasons, is something to reach out to Nanachi, because in some ways Nanachi is the precious one to him.
Right.
Nanachi is his Haku.
And he also,
for some reasons that are multiple and not all very wonderful.
Yeah. And whatever happens here, as far as Nanachi reconciling things and stuff, Bondrewd will be privy to all of it.
Yep.
Lovely.
Very cool. I want to watch the next episode.
I do too.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the full length, if you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.